Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be an arts and craft video. We're going to show you guys how to make the Grinch ornament. If you guys are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my channel today. If you guys have watched my other video on my first Grinch ornament, that was actually my very first video here on YouTube. It has got, I think, 70,000 views on it at this point. So we're gonna go ahead and do an updated version, do something a little bit different, talk about some things that I did in that video that I can do different in this video. I'm gonna make it as easy as possible, like the first video, and I'm gonna show you guys all the supplies here that you need. So if you're new, go ahead and think about subscribing to my channel and checking out any of the other videos that we have for crafting right now. So let's get started on the supplies. First, you're gonna need some Mod Podge. You can use any kind of Mod Podge, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna need some rubbing alcohol. So we're gonna go ahead and use the alcohol for the ornaments to clean all the residue or the film, anything that's on the ornament. You're gonna need some sort of ribbon. I just have these on hand. And then you're gonna use some kind of twine. This is just a thicker twine. And you can pick this up at Joann's, Hobby Lobby. You guys see that pretty good? It's like a little thick rope. We're gonna use that on the outside of the ornament. We're gonna go ahead and I just have these little hearts on hand. I think I'm gonna go ahead and attach these somewhere on the bows. I had these just from Valentine's Day. And then we're gonna need a glue gun. This one is the Bleeds one that I did a review on. I actually really like this glue gun. It's small, it heats up really good. I don't have to keep it on the charger. We're gonna need scissors. These are some picks that I had from last year. You can pick these up anywhere right now. These ones I happened to pick up last year at Michael's. We can go ahead and grab some of those. Gonna use a cotton swab so we can clean the ornament. I'm gonna go ahead and use this tubing on the top of the ornament. You're gonna need ornaments. Right now, Hobby Lobby has these 60% off. Make sure you guys get the flat ornament. It comes in a box, well, this one I have on a box of 4. This is the 4-inch size. They do have these in plastic, but I just happen to have glass on hand. And then here's the mini ones. The mini ones are 2.62 inches. But you can get whatever size you want, depending on the size of your tree. But again, they are glass. So you're gonna need your ornaments. You're gonna need a paintbrush or a foam brush for the Mod Podge. And then you're gonna need material of your choice. This one I picked up at Hobby Lobby. They still have this one in stock. And then this one I just had from last year. If you guys are doing the ornaments, make sure when you're picking your fabric that your prints aren't so big that it's not gonna be able to go onto the Christmas ornament. If it's too big, you're not gonna see it. So make sure that you match up the size of your fabric to your ornament. So if you have a tiny one like this, we're gonna use this little tiny Grinch head on this one today. If you want something that's a little bit bigger, you could use a bigger print like this one. And then you're gonna need some sort of heating tool. I actually have a hairdryer today. Since so many of you suggested a heat gun or the hairdryer last time in my video, I'm gonna actually use the hairdryer to dry the Mod Podge so it goes a little bit quicker for the video. If you have time, you can just leave it out to air dry. Or if you have a heat gun, which I don't have. So that's why we're gonna use the hairdryer to dry up the Mod Podge and dry the fabric really quickly. So these are the supplies that you guys are gonna need for just the Grinch ornament or any other material that you guys want. You can do any material, but this is what we're gonna use for today. So let's get started. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and clean the ornament, and I already cut the fabric, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this white one. So I already cut this out to the size of the ornament. I actually did this one already, but it was out of frame the entire video, so I'm gonna go ahead and make another one. So let's get going on that one. So we're gonna go ahead and take the alcohol. And if you guys watched my first video, then you know I forgot to show you guys what to do with the alcohol. So many of you asked what to do with the alcohol. So it's just to clean the ornament because they do come in a box and who knows how long they've been sitting. So you just want to go ahead and clean it off of any residue that comes in the box, fingerprints, anything like that. It just helps your fabric stick to the ornament better. So we're just going to give that a few minutes to dry. So I went ahead, this is just a little marker for me to make sure you guys can see this in frame, since the other one was not in frame. So let's go ahead, and then I just went ahead and cut this one out. from one of the other fabrics that I have. This is the actual bigger ornament. So just make sure when you're cutting your, like I said in the beginning of the video, just make sure you guys are picking the right size fabric for your ornament. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this little one that has a little bit bigger. As you can see, this is the tiny one and this is the bigger one. You can see, just make sure you have the design you want on your ornament where you want it to be, if that makes sense. So we're just gonna go ahead and get this on there and make sure he's in the center of the ornament before you start getting your Mod Podge on there. Because once you lay it down, I don't recommend picking it up. You can pick it up, but as many times as you pick it up, just remember every time you pick it up, the Mod Podge is gonna come up with it. So you can kind of move it around with your fingers, is a little bit easier. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and do the Mod Podge. And I'm just gonna go ahead and use this one. It just says a satin finish, but you can pick this up, like I said, at Dollar Tree. They have the tiny little ones. If you guys are just gonna do it for one project, it probably would be okay. So we're just gonna go ahead and take a little bit of the Mod Podge and we're just gonna put it right here at the base. And if you guys get any little stray hairs on there, just go ahead and try and scoop it off with your brush because it will show through the fabric. So if you guys stop by to watch my channel, I do have another video from my very first YouTube one, which has done amazing. So thank you to everyone who stopped and watched that video. I know you guys are still asking me questions about it. So that's why I thought I'd go ahead and give an updated version from my very first video. So thank you again for everyone watching that video. I was shocked on how many people actually stopped to watch it. I did not expect it to have that many views on a Grinch ornament, and people are still asking me questions. So thank you so much. So that's why I thought I'd do another quick one real quick on a little update, since the first one, like I said, was my very first video. I've learned a lot since that very first video. I can actually edit now. I can fast forward, so you guys don't have to watch me do some of the boring things. I love crafting. I have a house full of kids and it's my relaxation time and I can just turn everything off. How is it for you guys? Do you guys enjoy crafting? What do you do while you're crafting? Do you guys watch YouTube? Do you watch a movie? Do you put your music on? Like, what do you guys do while you're crafting? If I'm not recording, I usually have my Pandora going or something. All right, so that's what we got here. You don't need a lot for this part of it. You just need to make sure you have a generous amount just to cover it. Like I said, so it's gonna look like this. You're just gonna need enough to cover the fabric so it sticks. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make sure we get it right in the center. And you guys can use any design you want with this actually. And then I like to flip it over. See, this is off balance just a little bit. Let me flip it over so you guys can see. See, he's not quite in the center. So I'm gonna go ahead and scooch him over just a titch. And I'll flip him back over and take a look. There we go. So that's right in the center of the ornament. So now we're just gonna go ahead and flatten it down. Make sure you get all the little wrinkles out. You'll just kind of just push the fabric down into the ornament. I'm gonna run into Hobby Lobby today. Today is Friday, you guys. It is so gloomy here in Dallas today. It has literally been raining here all week. Today is November 11th. Tomorrow's my daughter's birthday. She's gonna be 15. Whoop, whoop. So I'm gonna run out to Hobby Lobby and see if I can find some of these in plastic. Have you guys been into Hobby Lobby and seen these in plastic? I just haven't looked this year because I have so many from last year. So, all right, so there we have it on there, nice and neat. So now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and put the Mod Podge on the back of this one and go ahead and do this one and then trim this up just a tiny bit to put my other one out. So when you put your fabric on, every single ornament has a line. So this one has the side where the seams come together. Do you guys see that? So that's where you want to end your first material or your fabric. So you're just going to go right to that edge right there, because remember, we're going to cover it with rope. So you'll just go ahead and make sure it goes all the way around. And if you cut your material too short, don't worry about it, because we're going to cover it up, or you can just scooch it over a titch. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this a little bit of a trim until I get the other one on. And then we're just going to trim it up around the side, around the edge. Just like that. So you can go ahead and finish your Mod Podge on the edge here and then lay it flat. I'm gonna do a couple different ornaments with some of the Grinch stuff. So if you guys don't wanna run out and get yourself some material, I'm gonna show you guys a couple quick ones you can do at home if you have kids, grandkids. This is a great craft to do. It's not super hard. So if it overlaps like this, you're gonna wanna trim that right around to the edge, because the other material is gonna go there. There we go. It's always funny when I work with Mod Podge. It reminds me of Elmer's glue. Like when you were in like kindergarten, remember you guys used to put the Elmer's glue together and you like would do that and it was like sticky? That's what the Mod Podge reminds me of when I do my projects. I know, kind of silly, but that's what it reminds me of. All right, so there's this one. And this one overlapped just a tiny bit, so we're gonna go ahead and trim it off. There we go. There we go. So that's what it's supposed to look like now, once it's all trimmed up. And then remember, you wanna make sure that underneath this has no any kind of anything on it, because it will show through the fabric. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do the other side. So this one, I just chose the opposite. He's eating a turkey. So we're gonna go ahead and get that in center. All right, so we're gonna do the exact same thing on the second side. too much Mod Podge to where you're gonna like soak the material, because it will bubble a little bit if you put too much on. Remember, it dries clear, so you won't see it. And then usually once I get this little coating on, I like to go across it with my fingers and just kind of rub it down. All right, so there's one side. So that's what I have for that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side exactly the same. And I'm gonna go ahead and blow dry it with the hair dryer so it can dry fast. And then I'll show you guys the next step. Now that we're all dry, it's gonna be hard. And so I'm gonna go ahead and show you a couple different options because I thought I would change it up just a tiny bit. So on this one, the one I made that wasn't in frame, I just took the twine or rope or whatever you wanna call it. This one is from Joann's. It's just this little tiny rope. And then I actually just went ahead and measured around the ornament and then hot glued it onto the outside. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different as I was sitting here looking at a few of my things. I'm gonna go ahead and add, fluff. So let's go ahead and I'm just gonna literally hot glue that to the outside of the ornament down the seams. So you can see right here where it doesn't look the best. It's kind of like right where the seam is. So that's where you would put your twine or whatever you wanna add to the outside of the ornament. So I'm actually gonna put fluff on it. So let's go ahead and hot glue that on and get that set. I'm gonna go ahead and use that same cordless glue gun and let's get it started. This is gonna be cute, 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 cute. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take it, and this, you can see I cut it. It does get messy, you guys. So if you don't like fluff, you can use anything you have on hand, ribbon, whatever you wanna add to the outside. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a generous amount of hot glue here so it sticks. See that video I made with the Grinch lollipops? You guys haven't seen it, check it out. Super easy to make. This is just on the Dollar Tree styrofoam rounds. If you guys want to make your own lollipops, they're selling for some crazy amount right now everywhere, I think, for any kind. You could do Candyland lollipops with that. You could do whatever you want. It's so easy to make, you guys. I see all the like Candyland stuff is selling out so fast everywhere. Like at Hobby Lobby, Dollar General. I'm in Dollar General to see what they have right now for Christmas because mine barely got any Halloween here. So I didn't even get to do a video there for the ones here because they didn't have anything. Oh, doesn't that look cute? All right, I'm gonna cut the edge of this one off because it's a little bit long to where the lid's gonna be. Make sure it's right where I want it. If you guys don't like fluff, then use something else. Like I said, you can use that twine like this. I have, you can get it in this color. I know Hobby Lobby has it right now too. You can get it in the red and the white. I do have some that's red, white, and green. I just don't have it here with me. I think it's probably still in my storage unit, which I'm hoping to get out soon because it has all my Christmas stuff in there, my ornaments, all my Christmas decor is in there. All my arts and crafts supplies are in there. So any crafts that I'm trying to do right now, I have to just rebuy, which kind of stinks. But I can't wait for all my stuff to get here to do my crafts. There we go, guys. You guys, look how cute that is. I love the fluff. There we go. So this is what I have so far. We're gonna go ahead and put the lid back on it. Look how cute that is. Adorable. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put the lid back on to the ornament. And I did do, I'll pull this out so you guys can see. Do you guys like it better when there's just music and I just play the music? Or would you guys rather have me talk and tell you guys how to make one of these ornaments? All right, so I got the top back on. I'm gonna go ahead and add this so we can hang it. This is just some ribbon I had on hand. I think it's probably from Valentine's Day, but I thought it was cute because it's got hearts on it. So we're just gonna go ahead and put this on so we can hang it from a tree. And you can either tie it in a knot or you can just hot glue it. We'll just tie in a little knot. I don't think I made it long enough though to do that. So let's just hot glue it. So I'm just gonna hot glue it right here. Put a little dab of hot glue. There we go. And now I can go ahead and hang it. Now we're gonna go ahead and we can go ahead and add a bow. And I'm gonna go ahead and add a little gem. One of these little heart gems. Right here. I think it's funny because when I make my bows, I make those big giant bows, if you guys haven't seen with the bow maker. It takes me so long to make this little tiny bow, the little shoelace bow, longer than it does to make those big giant bows, which is funny. I think shoelace bows are always, you gotta pull it and push it and there. And there we go. So here's both of them. This is just one with the other one with the twine. And then this is a bigger one. Remember, these are glass. So let's go ahead and add a Grinchy heart. We'll go ahead and add one of these small ones. There we go, and then we'll just cut this a little bit shorter. All right, there we go. All right, guys, this is my final product. I hope you guys love it. I love the fluff. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I always respond to the comments, even when the comments are from last year's video. So, like I said, this is glass. You can use any fabric, any color you want. It's still gonna come out the same, Mod Podge. And then just use your imagination to what you guys wanna decorate it with. Again, thank you guys so much for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did making them. Keep watching for the rest of the Grinch stuff coming. We got lots of fun stuff coming. So thank you again. I'll see you guys in the next video.